Today, we gather at this historic rally to confirm our commitment to the Constitution of India, the bedrock of our democracy. The Samvidhan Bachao Andolan is not just a movement. It's a collective call to action to protect the fundamental principle enshrined in our Constitution. And why this has been propagated and been emphasized is because of the onslaught that is being faced by the country at large, where the very principle and the fundamental principle of the Constitution is being threatened. As we stand here, we remember the sacrifices of our forefathers who fought tirelessly for our freedom and drafted a Constitution that would guide our nation towards progress and prosperity. However, today we see forces attempting to undermine the sanctity of the spirit of the Constitution. Our presence here for this rally is a testament to our resolve to defend our constitutional rights and democratic institutions. We will not let anyone dilute the value of equality, justice, and liberty that our Constitution embodies. So let us join hands and voice to send a strong message that we, the people of India, will safeguard our Constitution and ensure that its principles continue to guide us towards a brighter future. Let the spirit of our Constitution be our guiding light, and let us march forward together, united in our pursuit of a just and equitable society. Today is a very momentous occasion for all of us, and in our midst we have two distinguished personalities in the form of our President as well as the Secretary, who will also elaborate and enlighten us of the importance of this Constitution.
I extend my greetings to all of you, and I feel very privileged to be a part of this program, which is very crucial for the nation as well as this particular state at this juncture. Now, the title or the heading which is given for this program is Samvidhan Bachao, which means save Constitution, save the Constitution. Now, why such kind of a calling has happened now? We are an independent country for more than 75 years. In the first 50-60 years when Congress was in government, there was nothing much we were really concerned about the Constitution. Right through my young age, in fact, we never had any great concerns or discussions about the Constitution. But suddenly in the last 10 years, we are talking about Constitution, we are talking about concepts of secularism, concepts of inclusiveness, which are all become a threat now. Why? While we were having the invocation, our pastor Sanjay Deji, he read out two verses in which the second verse was clearly mentioning about the kind of leadership a particular nation should have. If a righteous person is in power, the people are at peace. Correct, Pastor? That is what you said. So today, we are talking about the Constitution because we clearly know that the right person is not in the leadership position. Why? The Constitution is under threat. And why are we concerned about the Constitution? Because we derive our rights from the Constitution, not from any individual political party, but as citizens of this country, we derive the rights of the citizen from the Constitution. So, Constitution is the Bible for every citizen of this country. Now, why BJP wants to change the Constitution, or why it wants to challenge the principles, the basic essence of this Constitution, is something which we will have to seriously think about. To understand what this Constitution, or what is the essence of the Constitution, it is enough that you read just the preamble of the Constitution. We don't need to read the complete set of articles which is enshrined in the Constitution. It is just enough that we go through the preamble. It is good that in this invitation they have mentioned, they have printed the national anthem, but I think from next meeting onwards we should print the preamble at the back of this, because the preamble is clearly mentions certain constitutional values. What are those values? Equality, liberty, and fraternity. These are the principles or the values which is very much in the Bible also. These are biblical values which has also been very much clearly articulated by Buddha more than 2000 years before. So, the first major constitutional values, which is equality, liberty, and fraternity, are under threat. And what are the other major constitutional values? Justice. When it comes to justice, we speak about social justice, economic justice, and political justice. Justice is not just social justice, political and economic justice. So, how did we come to this set of values? Who were the people who were behind this set of values? Generally, it is mentioned very casually that it was all written by Dr. Ambedkar. Yes, of course, he was the chairman of the drafting committee, and he collected all the ideas from across the globe. He has gone through more than 15-20 constitutions of various nations, taken the best features of all these constitutions, and then he has customized it very much for the Indian context, because India is a unique country with more than 5,000 caste communities, with more than 300 language and dialects, with more than 30 to 40 ethnic groups. And when it comes to Northeast, there are more than 150 to 200 tribes in this entire area. So, and we have around 6 to 7 religions. So this kind of diversity is never seen in any part of the globe. If we take the whole of Europe, we can have a comparison. But this vast amount of diversity, how are we going to have a single constitution which will keep this country, which will keep this nation together, is something which is very surprising for us to think today. Why? Because in those days, during 1940s, I do not know how many people had an idea of what is South India, what is North India, what is Haryana, what is Nagaland, what is Manipur. So, how did this constitution emerge? That is something which we will have to really know. And that is one of the reasons why BJP or RSS wants to dislodge this constitution, because they are more aware of how this constitution came into existence. So now here, before independence, the two leaders, the great leaders who have shaped up the Indian freedom struggle, the Indian social movement, are Gandhi and Ambedkar. I am quite happy that today I find more amount of youngsters over here, which is very encouraging for me, particularly for this kind of a subject. I'm interested to more interact with these youngsters, and it's very important for these youngsters to know how Constitution has emerged. So we have to know about these two great architects or the founding fathers of the concept of India. Constitution is a document which clearly speaks about the concept of India, which is the core concept of Congress Party, which is the core Congress idea. Diversity, unity amongst diversity. So, we have to know what happened 100 years before if we have to know why RSS is trying to screw this constitution. In 1915, Gandhi came back to India from South Africa. After coming back to India, the first year or the first 2 years, he traveled across India and he understood what is the diversity, what is the level of poverty, what is the kind of religious orientations each region had. All this kind of analysis, understanding happened for Gandhi. And then he understood that the Congress, which was started in 1885, was a very elite organization run by the most educated class in India, particularly the advocates or the barristers or the High Court, Supreme Court advocates. So he decided that we have to make Congress Party a people's movement. And so then he brought in the common people into the Congress fold. And he started talking about the various issues, particularly untouchability and various other discriminations. And how in those days there were three basic components: the Muslims on the one side, the caste Hindus on the one side, and the untouchables on the third side. I'm talking about the major, the Indian, the Hindi belt and the other South Indian part. So these three groups were basically completely secluded, isolated from each other. There was no interaction. So Gandhi had started having bridges, platforms for having interaction. Then Ambedkar came into India in 1921-22. And after Ambedkar came back to India, he also started his journey across the country, understanding what are the major social issues, particularly untouchability, and he also critically spoke about caste structure. So, from 1920s till 1948, till Gandhi's death, which is almost 28 years, these two great titans, leaders, have been continuously engaged in one way or other with the society, with their problems, with their issues, and they understood that the issues are political, economical, social. It is not just in one dimension, whether it just political or just social. All these three aspects are very much intermingled. And over the span of 25 years of journey by both Gandhi and Ambedkar, there was serious debates, discussions, deliberations, interactions between both these leaders. And Gandhi was more focused on the political side, whereas Ambedkar was more focused on the social side, social issues of this country. So, These two great leaders and their views and their approaches synthesized, and Constitution is a product of the rich experience of Gandhi and Ambedkar. And after independence, after the killing of Gandhi, Nehru comes into picture, and based on the foundation set by Gandhi and Ambedkar, Nehru started a new modern chapter based on the Constitution. So, dear friends, this Constitution is a solid document of the core Congress values, which is liberty, equality, fraternity, and justice. And this has been very much captured properly by Ambedkar. Though he had differences with the party, Congress party, still he was very much interested to work along with Congress party and get this document enacted as a law. Dear friends, when this Constitution was made a law, it was passed by a Constituent Assembly where almost 60-65% of the members of the Constituent Assembly were basically from the upper caste, from the Brahmin community. So you should understand how difficult it would have been to pass a document, pass a constitution which strongly speaks about social justice, economic justice and political justice. So today it is so difficult for the central government to take the caste census again forward, which Rahulji is standing for very much. Think about 70-80 years before, when the country was very much backward, when we did not have so much of vocal leaders for social justice, when we did not have so much of freedom for women, when we did not have so much freedom for Dalits and tribals. So today, for states like Nagaland, Manipur, Tripura, where there are special category status for tribals for certain states, which is primarily coming from the Constitution. It is very important for us to realize that if not for this Constitution, if not for this inclusive idea of Gandhi and Ambedkar, we all would have been very much completely marginalized, sidelined, bulldozed by the oppressing forces in all the regions. So, dear friends, it is to be also understood that Gandhi came here in 1915. Balagangadhar Tilak at that point of time was not with Congress, he was suspended. And then after Gandhi patched up, again Balagangadhar Tilak joined the party in 1916, who was also a staunch Hindu religious head. And after, in 1920, Balagangadhar Tilak passed away. And one section of the Congress party, I won't say Congress party, one section of the society who were staunch believers of certain basic values of Hindutva, they started the RSS in 1925. And from 1925 onwards, RSS has been trying its level best to join hands with the Britishers and to come out successfully in various political forums. But Gandhi was a shrewd, astute politician who ensured that RSS could never emerge. That is why Gandhi was killed by the RSS ideology. Gandhi was not killed by a Dalit. Gandhi was not killed by a Muslim. Gandhi was not killed by a Christian. Gandhi was killed by a staunch Hindu. Why? Because Gandhi spoke the true values of Hinduism. Whereas RSS speaks about the Faltu story Hindutva. They speak about the Hindutva philosophy. So there's a difference between Hindu religion and Hindutva. This is something which need not be much spoken about here, but we will have to understand why BJP is wanting to target the constitution. So, dear friends, this RSS organization, for more than 100 years, they are waiting to dismantle this constitution or the Congress idea.
Today is a very important day for all of us, and I think this is a need of the hour, because we have to see that how our Indian constitution has come in and for what purpose and how it is protecting us. That is a very important thing. Now, today we gather here. We all are the lovers of the democracy. We are the lovers of secularism. And I think we are the few selected persons who are willing to fight for our rights. When we see how the present government, the BJP government, has decided and they have resolved to go against the already amended Constitution of India, as well as what was their target and how it was successfully they tried to monitor, but somehow by some interventions, the intellectuals of this mighty country of India, it was not fulfilled their dreams of the BJP. They have promised that if the gets more than 400 seats, they will change the constitution and total. That was their answer. And how the one party, one BJP party has come up in such a strong vocals saying that such a old, which was this amended for a country, a particular party which is ruling for 15-20 years has decided to re-amend the constitution. When we look through the internal things, RSS, the BJP, their foundation is RSS. RSS is based on the Hindu Diva, and the RSS followers, how they are determined, kiman taigan chi holibi paribo. Pahar tibi humabo, Gor nataka jaga tibi chabo, India di palace di 5-star, 7-star di buha manuka bi ahigina, amar naka manulaga chuka di humay gina, RSS agent kan inaga 10-15 years back period agyase. Taigan kitia BJP government form kurse, ido amahan osordi ekta pek turigina, posta laga pek ekta turigina, amahan notuti lagagina. Any friend nisina piray takakan, posti kinar rina chay takakan. Those were the RSS agents. Ki hoche BJP government form kura logo governor. Dukan sob manu governor. Ekta pek logina piray takakan do sob governor hoche. RSS religious foundation huabra. Itu RSS para politically be iman motivate kurbo paris. Aru taigan amala freedom itu sob to bhangi dibo karone itu bhangi dia to le freedom laga India as itu amahan itu bhangi dibole laga decision to ase dusra ikun noy Hindu diva dihi taigan thuri gina chi hole bi itu India to hole Hindu Divabra rule Kuribol Lage, Idulagahi, understanding the RSS pra Idu Shuru. Ajibi RSS pra Prime Minister pra Loigina Kiman Takase, RSS pra Kalia Yatia Ibidi Guletakan Jabohi Lagi. Tagan Ikibar, Tagan Nijur Kurubana. Constitution idu change kuribul lagabi under pressure rachi olibi tagan eta aims and object tagi nahi kurase. To amagan idu kinaga shuru kuraso asol amar naga society bi aro yadi Nagaland bi aro yadi minority tagakambi kinaga effect ho idu amagan idu mainland laga charigina saili mani amagan freedom of speech na paido na tagi political leader kumba BJP laga against the BJP laga government policy against the pata dile mani itu ahigina CBI aro itu dosra agency kan sob ahigina thurigina childia aram ra loijagna minister tak bi loijan childi pongo chief minister tak bi chagina pongo freedom of expression aro freedom of speech itu ikuna takausa. Even our media friends, taigan aso ki tikise itu koile mani, taigan laga channel ki itu pong dia. Itu kan correspondence logo itu punishment jail di dia itu ho jaya. To amar secularism India to federal aro secularism democracy ki face kurina pana ase olivi dia itu attack kuriboli pare ase to amar itu secularism to aman protect kobo parana e goli mani itu religion freedom bi nai harmony bi na thakibo aro amagan chi olivi apni kan itia traditionally ki amar religion to culture so to amal laga ki ase idu right to be hatai dibo itu laga indirect khiliya dambi amagan itu olop pagibo lage aro itu laga kitia itu change hobo electoral reforms itu ahi jabo electoral reforms mani electoral reforms si taigan la with a mighty hand kilibole ase to kitia itu amar olop taigan ki chance dibo itu ahadole amagan nohegina mission bra kam kuribole ase manubra nohegina amagan laga hat laga kam na taka ho jabo so mission bra ho jabo mission bra amagan pabna nishina noe amang ki tokai aro idu mechanism do takan idu panaigina ahi jabo aro idu mechanism kan do kun bra use kuribo amar Nagaland bi more than thousands RSS volunteers recruit ho jaiche idu ini दूसरा जगह पर आई बोले नोए अभी लगा फाइ अपनी लगा कोकाई अपनी लगा पुनी अपनी लगा अम्मा पापा पर ही इधो RSS तो penetration कर दी पुलिस तो एक ही कोड़े एक ही प्लेटिक खाया से तो अम्मा नहीं तो नहीं चंगे you just see whenever the union ministers comes in the airport कौन का receive करे ऐसे and those all are the RSS agencies Global Universal Library kuletan di itu RSS founder laga member hatam de kun receive person or youngsters young naga boys and girls RSS those itu nisina amakan nichane gena influence to grace we are thinking that this BJP government is so good the ministers concerned itu noklak punji sho mon punji sho itu punji ho naga man koi de but we never know what is the mission behind it. Itu bi amane jane de. Poila ekta pek turigina posti ahigina humaigina itu kisa kurigina piragina RSS olop shuru kurigina BJP government kuradam de itu kan so governor ahanisina who knows what is going on behind us itu bishi amang bishi itu arambra pabiaso lebi itu nisina ahi bolibi bishi itu chances asde itu pra amagan chi holebi amar bi dedication RSS kan kinaga dedication kurigina taikan laga ekta aims and object application kurigina amagan soki kinaga amagan freedom aro minority kan holebi amagan soki itu suppress kurase iman tak dedication kuribo parde mani why not we all amambi itu defend kuribole itu ki save kuribole do amambi kuribo parbo lagibo re-dedication kuribo lagibo aro especially in India, the secularism party all of here and among that Congress is a champion on the supporting of secularism and democracy. Itu Brahman, itu tribal. For the state of Nagaland, Article 371A. This is one of the pride of the Nagas. India Constitution bra among itu power to this. Aro taikan ki law banabo tadi chi olivi kali jagena to church bangi dibo chi olivi itu chagena amagan itu tadi itu ekta Hindu laga noleba religion itu kiba ekta kuribo goina itu compulsory asogena itu parliament law pass korlebi itu law to anigena Nagaland assembly di table korina assembly di itu repass korle Nagaland di itu impose korona iman tak nagakan karone to iman takot tigina sudo aro itu Nagaland di no ina India whole India di Article 371 in itu naga karone to religion tradition is culture itu sob aro land and its resources naga laga sidi tati ni chobi di naga manu assembly 60 member bra tadi ai to thiga sin no kwadak to Parliament di ki pass korlebi chobo na parade goina iman rules iman kara during the times of the Congress itu rule koradam di aro itu Ambedkar kan bra iman itu kurigina rakitias inaga rakitaga kun idia BJP government adu kun du pilai Article 370 Jammu and Kashmir la pilai this itu bi rigid laga ekta tagisi to Nagaland laga 371A to be if we are not careful. Aro itu laga advantage to aman uses to nitikai dile mani. BJP can do anything. Itu bra aman sob miligina our constitution. Itu religion, democracy, safeguard of the minority. Aman laga key traditional ase itu sob to save kurbo karni. Achibra aro mundi gina. The secularism party ki aman paradak support kurigina. For the betterment of this mighty India country karni sob mano aman hat meligina kam guribo arab na sob aha karni beshi kushi baise. Thank you.